So being here physically and mentally, it means the world to us, and emotionally.
Emotionally, I think that's been we've already shed many tears, and we haven't even started yet. So I think it's a huge emotional journey for both of us, not only in the memory of our father, but actually, if you distill it down, what does it mean? It means freedom. It means the freedom to be able to choose to be here. Our father didn't have the choice any day of his life from the beginning of the war as to whether he would get up in the morning and enjoy each day, where he would wake up, where he would get his next meal, where he would get his clothes from, and then branded in a way that he had no choice with the Star of David, the Magen David. We wear ours with pride. This was enforced on them. And so if you distill it right down, we had the choice to be here. We had the choice to make our journey here and to be here to honour history. They did not. And they didn't have a choice about anything. So in that, we wear our Star of David and our religion with pride and with victory and a certain amount of defiance, because you know what? You tried to get rid of us once before, and guess what? We're back. Yeah. And we're not going anywhere. That's what it means to me.
Yes. They failed, Hitler failed. We're here to say we've survived and we're growing, and our generations are growing, and the generations are continuing to grow. And we're very proud, actually, of our heritage and our families, and particularly our parents or father for what he went through and achieved.
And there is a burden of survival, though. I mean, I do think there is a responsibility that we carry, where in the most inhuman and unconscionable situations that our father was in, he survived. And here we are today, and whatever else is on our plate for human kind of life burdens that we all carry, you know what, it pains into insignificance. So absolutely. In some ways, I think we carry the burden of survival to make sure that we honour that strength, honour that belief, honour that future. And I think that's really what this means to me.
Very true. I never expected to be here. I didn't know about Prague. I didn't know about liberation in the truest sense. I've done research over the last 3 years, and it's all culminated in this weekend for me, in a way, because I now have a backstory that I didn't have, and I've researched very thoroughly, and I've gone on that journey to discover my father's past. And in a way, I've been brought together with a family, and there is a bond like no others with this group of people. And my discoveries have spread to knowing other people, to hearing other stories. Every story of a survivor has incredible. I don't know what to say, really. It's just incredible to hear what they went through, how they survived, their outlook on life, how their children have dealt with the past in some ways. And the second generation, I mean, we are second generation, but we've all come together. And I'm very acutely aware that the future is down to us and the third generation, the fourth generation, and so on, to keep that story alive. And by being here today and having the press and having the photographs and feeling what it's like to stand on those steps, shoulder to shoulder with other people whose families have gone through that experience, I think is a monumental moment. So it's just bigger than I can express for me. Personally, I'm very motivated to actually, if I could give up my job tomorrow and do it on a full-time basis, I would, because I feel so strongly about it. Because actually we're talking anti-Semitism, we're talking racism, we're talking humanitarianism, we're talking about people. It's a human story, this. It's not economics. It is about humans and endurance and how people are treated and how they are, what privilege, what it means to be free and what it means to have a life and what it means to be able to live a life. And with refugees and current crises around the world, I think it is more prevalent than ever today, actually, to share this story and to take it to the next level and to go to people and say, this is what happened. We do not want it to happen again. It is still happening around the world in different vein and guises, but none of those events happened on the scale, the sheer scale of the Holocaust. It's unparalleled. It is happening in other places, genocide, there is no denying that, but it's never been on that scale. And we never, ever, ever want that to happen again. And so the people who are alive, the people who have been affected by it, descendants have to take it on themselves and hopefully want to, because there is a passion and a drive and an energy because of where we've come from and who our father was and who the other children's parents were, in honour of them and in respect of them and their families that didn't get that chance, that weren't here. Our grandparents, my uncles and aunts I would never get to know, my father's brothers and sisters. They are names to us. We don't even have a picture. We don't even know what they look like. We don't actually, for those unsung voices, it is our duty to show respect to them and to make sure that we have an annual, as we do with the 45 recognition. There are Holocaust Memorials Days, there's Yom HaShoah. Yes, there are those days, but we have to make other days across the year count so it doesn't go to sleep. And in the very short time I've been on this journey, I have delivered some talks, and school children are very affected by what we say and understand it, because they, of course, were the age that my father was. He was 10 to 15 when this happened.
Born in 29.
Yeah. So from the age of 10 to 15, that period of a child's life is a very precious period, and it was taken away so brutally and evilly and horrifically that it's food for thought for generations to come. I mean, my sister's come a long way, a long journey here to be today. And I know she said, well, actually, that's nothing. Well, I'll tell you, Seattle, San Francisco, Frankfurt, Prague, and to her that's nothing, because the way she says it is, well, what's that compared to what our father had to do to get here?
I also think it's not just the 45 AIDS Society. I think this is a global story, and it's people all over the world who are descendants, second and now third generation, and in our lineage we've got a fourth generation on the way, and in some ways the third generation are saying this is an act of defiance on our part, almost, to say, as Jenny said, we don't want history to repeat itself, but all around the world there are survivors, children and their children, who are standing proud today and saying this will not happen again. And we will tell and retell the story. I think it was Churchill that said, he who ignores history is condemned to repeat it. We will not ignore this history, and we will not shy away from the truth. And we will stand proudly, and we will wear what was enforced on our father to wear with shame. We stand here and wear our Stars of David with pride, and let us be identified for who we are with pride.
Hear, hear.
That's the journey.
See the truth, hear the truth. We have records of this. We have visual records of this. How can anyone deny that this has happened? How can anybody say that when the evidence is there? And
our father never wore a short sleeve shirt in his life, even when he was playing tennis, which he loved, because of the burn of the numbers on his arm. And if anyone would like to try and disprove that, they're more than welcome to come and talk to us, because we grew up with that and we saw that.
Yeah.